Hello and welcome to another episode of Comparative Reasoning, and I'm your host, Sidra Kennedy. So look, I'm just going to shoot straight. My views are heavily down, and that is just a small piece of why I've just started saying whatever I want to say. I'm not going to hold back on this, and this right here will cost me subscribers and all kinds of stuff because people don't want to think, they just want to feel. And this is about September 11th, okay, 9/11. That day, my past thoughts. I'm going to let y'all know exactly what I was working in an IBM building. I was a dock attendant. Driver comes up to me, and he's on lunch at the time. He goes, "We just got attacked." What? We just got attacked. We got hit. What are you talking about, man? We got attacked. See it on TV? I work in the docks. I don't have a TV back there. Oh, right there. Look in the lunchroom. Like, all right. His name is and or was Jesse. He's a white guy, pretty chill, reasonable, likable. I miss him, actually. Honestly, at points miss him. So I look at the screen, and it's right there, on the news. See the two towers on fire. That's where they were. They were on fire. And I'm looking at them. Now, see, I've already gone over this before, but it's been a long time. So I'm looking at it. And I'm like, this is real? This isn't a movie? This is some kind of Photoshop or something? It was surreal. And I'm like, I'm just going through that, trying to figure this out. Like, man, this is actually happening. It was after the second plane had already hit. And then there was reports about a possible hit at the Pentagon. Well, the woman actually said it correctly, the Pentagon. And I was like, man, this ain't no joke. Was I upset? Nope. Was I scared? Nope. Did I give a damn? Nope. Straight up, to me, I had almost been run over a couple of times by a car when I was a kid. And that was sort of the same feeling I got. The same kind of empty, this thing happened, just move on. And immediately I started seeing people walking around with these frames. And we'll never forget. We'll never forget. We're coming for you. The buildings had not collapsed. It had only started being reported about 3 to 5 minutes ago. And there is no print shop in the IBM building. I work 2 of them primarily. And there's no print shop in them. There's no frame shop in them. And there was already pictures of the Twin Towers burning. We'll never forget. We are coming for you. Now, I saw that. Just, he's like, I got to get going. I'm trying to look at this when I can. I was like, all right, Jesse, cool. All right, man, you take it easy. All right. So he leaves. And I'm just like, I go back, to my station, and I remember smirking. I thought, man, the United States and its inhabitants really want to believe after all this time that they were untouchable. I remember hearing people in the Middle East complain about how the people of the United States just felt they were so superior to everyone, and they hated everyone in the Middle East, looked down on them, called them sand people, sand dwellers, or anything else, like they don't have buildings and aquifers and sewers and stuff. Like, they don't have anything of modern age. I knew better. I thought better, and I was better. But anyone around me spoke like they were just some medieval curmudgeons walking around on the sand with no shoes, no socks, no sandals, in dresses with turbans to let you know whose side who was on. And that's how people spoke about people in the Middle East. I'm like, it can't be that way. Because no one can survive, no civilization, no culture can actually thrive with that. It's impossible. I'm like, why they lying on these people? That's why they lying? And then you had to think about the whole, other wars ahead of time and the things we see on TV, cartoons and stuff, and then people in the Middle East, Afghanistan, Palestine, and all that. They just had such mystic auras about them. They spoke so highly in the cartoons. So maybe there's some jealousy going on, or maybe that U.S. exceptionalism. So much exceptionalism that we call ourselves Americans, but we're not. And so my thoughts were, you know what? We took a hit. This is the absolute time that, and I thought about those people that lost their lives. The problem is the news could make up how many people it took to piss off a nation. It was reported that was 2,000 people, 3,000, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 people in those buildings. And then you start hearing the rhetoric. You start hearing that verbiage. You start hearing all that bluster of, man, they just killed 1 million of us. Of us? And I remember one dude saying that, and I said 1 million? He said, okay, it wasn't 1 million, but it felt like it. I'm like, felt? And I'm just looking at, and the other guy, he wants to be all in, like, yeah, I'm with that. So many of us got killed, yada, yada. And I was like, that's a lot of people in those two buildings. And the other guy, you could see him pulling out kind of like, oh, he's not challenging, but he's making little quick remarks. And you can see that he was like, oh, he got a point. And I remember thinking, very importantly, something very important that every white person was saying. They attacked us. I'm not included in that us. Black people, Hispanic people, Africans, Canadians, anyone that's in the U.S. living is not included in that us unless they look like you. I had no dog in this fight. But I'll tell you this, I was concerned. I was highly concerned, and I just had to let that mess go-ish. Because you know who often visited New York, around that area? A friend of mine that went to school with me named Damian Wilkerson. I don't know if he was in those towers, near those towers, or anything thereof. And I've looked for him ever since that day until about 2 years ago is when I stopped searching. I stopped searching on Facebook. I stopped just doing his name and stuff like that. Googling and Ecosia and Facebook. One, I gave up on Facebook because they kept kicking me out. I got 3 accounts that I'm all locked out of. I hadn't posted anything bad. Matter of fact, 2 accounts I didn't get a chance to post anything. Just the first one. I didn't say Facebook changed my password. They let me know, and then they wanted to know who I knew and where they lived before they let me back in. Screw that. So can't find my buddy, can't find my friend. And he's a really good person. Last that I knew anyway. Really good person. I thought we had the chance to learn, the chance to be humble, the chance to realize that we can be touched. They can get to us. And we need to stop acting like we're so much better than everybody else. We need to stop thinking that we're just so high and mighty as a country, as a nation, as a quote unquote people together in this. And all of a sudden, just for a short amount of time, every single light brown person was afeared. Light-skinned black people that had a full beard were afeared and had to prove that they're not Middle Eastern or of any descent. Dark-skinned black people, it was like, we don't care about y'all now. Now we'll hang around you. We're not going to clutch our pearls and hold our kids close and act like you're the biggest demon looking into a cop's car. We're not going to do that. That lasted for about a year and a half. And then it was like, you know what? Not only can we hate people from the Middle East, we can hate black people too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's keep on hating. And it went right back to normal. Sounds familiar? Going back to normal, no matter how bad things are. Had the chance to learn, didn't do it. I didn't give a damn. Didn't care. And then found out, no, we're too stubborn and stupid to realize that, yeah, this tragedy has happened. But it could have awakened us and been like, wait, we need to stop being jerks and harming people that have nothing to do with us and speaking horrible about people that's not harming us. And just let live. Just live and let live, and make sure that our living doesn't cause someone else's quality of life to diminish by any means. You know, elevate the human population, not celebrate destroying it. But then again, some of us hadn't been seen as a full human being, you know, for over hundreds of years, and even now, kind of still not, depending upon. 9/11 had the chance to be amazing. As tragic as it was, it's like a volcano erupting and spilling that ash, and then after some time, growth happens. Plants, animals take over that region. It's larger, it's more solidified. You know, it expands out into the ocean, giving more land to do more things. It was a horrible, horrible thing that happened. And regardless of a conspiracy theory or not, regardless of anything, you cannot deny that people that had nothing to do with anything were killed, were murdered. You can't deny that. You cannot deny that. But the truth is, and this is going to hurt y'all the most, no one needs to give a shit about 9/11. We need to stop celebrating it. It's stupid. I've lost acquaintances, familiars, family. The world ain't stopped for shit. Some of you listening have gone through the same thing, maybe, or about to, or eventually will. The world won't stop, and that's angering, and it sucks. And I wish for anyone that you lost, that you really cared about, the world just stopped, just for a moment. Learn about the importance of that person, the importance that they had on your life and others, and then just be better. Learn from it. Just be better. That's what I wish, but that's not how it's going to be. And it sucks. We got the chance to be better now. Right now, you want to celebrate 9/11? You know what? You celebrate it by living a better life, and that means not stomping on others, but helping them up. They're walking the street. They're driving cars. They're in the stores. They're trapped in their homes. These are the people that need a loan, a business loan, someone to give them that information that they couldn't get from, any tech school, college, or high school. They couldn't get information anywhere. They can read it, but they won't understand it. But you can explain it. That helping hand that you can be for someone to start their own business, or branch out and spread information to draw eyes to whatever they're doing. You can actually be that someone. If you want to be better than the terrorists and those involved in murdering those thousands of people in those 2 buildings, then be better than that. That's all you got to do. It's not hard. If someone needs your attention and you're not that busy, give it. Give your attention. If you don't know the answer, tell them that you'll help look it up or guide them to where they can look it up. Be helpful, be productive, be better. That's what you can do. Celebrate it. Celebrate it properly. You know? The other things I could say, but I'm not going to say those because that would just be hitting real hard at the core. And it's bad enough that I've already pushed a lot of people away because of just who I am, what I am, and how I speak. And I guess I'm all right with that. In terms of a channel growth, that sucks. But in terms of people that just might not be good enough to hear decent, proper, forward-thinking information to make your life better, enrich you, and get you out the fog and seeing things clearly so you can see a better path and help others get onto a better path. If people can't handle that, then they're part of the dregs of society, I suppose. I don't know. Allegedly, they are. If you don't want to be better, you just want to wallow in your misery, no matter what. Someone has to drag you kicking and screaming just for you to do better. Maybe you're not a good person. That's how I judge. If I happen to one day be outside and I see someone fall and they're hurt at a slight distance, I'm going to ask them, hey, do you need help? Because they could be feigning. Who knows? But for sure, my first instinct is to help. And that's usually what's always led me in the wrong way. My first instinct is to help. No one asked me to help. Right? So it's on me, right? So if I stop helping, then I become the bad guy, right? So my question, homework for y'all. How can I do right? If I help someone and they reject me because they didn't ask me, but then if I stop helping people because of that mentality, if I stop helping people because of that mentality of them, and I can expect everyone to have that mentality, and I don't help, then I'm seen as the bad guy for not helping. How do I become the good guy? I would like for somebody to answer that. How? Kill the murderer and you're evil. But let that murderer kill and you're just as evil. How do you come to grips with that? How? This has been Sidra Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.